All right, well, what I predicted would happen did end up happening, or at least so far, because as I record this video, the Oklahoma City Thunder are up. Hold on, Chet Holmgren's about to shoot a free throw in a second. Let's see. As I'm recording this video, there's 51 seconds left in the third quarter. I'm sorry, I would never record a video at halftime. In the third quarter. Well, actually, I think I did with the Cavs. And they are now up 30 points, man. Oh, no, they're not. I can't do math. They're up 26 points. I don't even know what I'm talking. 27 points. As I sit here and record this video, the Oklahoma City Thunder are up 27 points. This game ended up being a blowout the way I said it was. I said it kind of the way that I thought it kind of would be, and it ended up being a blowout in favor of OKC. I'm not going to brag too much about it because I was wrong about 1,000 things in this playoff. If we go back and we look at my playoff bracket that I created at the beginning of the play-in, I was wrong about a bunch of stuff. So even down to the Eastern Conference play-in, like 2 of those 3 games or something, I ended up guessing completely wrong. So I don't know much, but one thing I will say is that I predicted this game correctly, so let's go ahead, let's jump into it. And now I did have a bunch of first half notes from this game, but I'm not going to talk about these first half notes too much. Aaron Gordon ended up playing in this game, and that is something that was in question leading up to this game. He played, and early in the game, he did have a noticeable limp and everything like that I was super worried about, and he didn't end up having a great game or anything like that. His rebounding was huge, and he scored the ball okay, I guess, but it's just like he was injured, and he had about as good of a game as he can, considering the fact that he's dealing with a hamstring injury. Jamal Murray, man, didn't shoot the ball well, or at least hasn't up to this point. He has 11 points on 15 shots. He's 5 of 15, 1 of 8 from 3. Michael Porter Jr. has not had a good offensive game, at least up to this point. He is 3 for 8, 0 for 4 from 3 with 6 points. Jokic offensively actually hasn't been great this game. He's been okay offensively in this game, but what has really been great for him on offense is the fact that he's been able to get to the line so consistently, and that's something that the Nuggets have had this as an advantage this entire game during the entirety of the game 7. So that's why Jokic's stat line looks a lot better than, you know what I'm saying, the 9 shots that he actually took. And even though he is 5 of 9, it's just like, in the game 7, I want Jokic to be shooting more shots, but at the same time, you can't really say that because he is shooting a lot of shots. It's just they're not coming up on the box score because he's getting fouled and he's going to the free throw line, whatever. Christian Brown was the Nuggets' maybe best offensive player today. Other than shooting the 3 because he couldn't hit a 3. He's 2 for 8 from 3. But 7 of 13 for 19 points. He was playing really, really well off of Jokic in this game. And I mean, obviously it wasn't enough, but he did play well in this game. I think this was his best offensive game of the series, in my opinion, at least. And yeah, man, it was just pretty much. Or the Nuggets started the game out as the hotter team. They were hooping. Oklahoma City's offense was struggling against the zone. Like really, I even wrote down in my notes the only consistent offense early in the game that OKC could get against that Denver zone was like throwing lobs. The dogs got the zoomies right now. Throwing lobs all towards to guys like Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein at the back side or at the back line of that zone that Denver's running. That was really their only consistent offense early. And then we get to the second quarter, and for the last 3 minutes, it's like all OKC. J-Dub is out there hooping. He has like 3 straight possessions where OKC forces a turnover off of Denver, and he scores on the fast break on like all 3 of those straight possessions. He ended up having a good game. He was a question mark for me going into this game. I had like no faith that he would end up having a good game, but he did. 9 of 16. He didn't shoot the ball well, 1 of 4 from 3, but 19 points. Not a great game, you know what I'm saying? 19 points on 16 shots isn't like ideal or anything, but he did have a much better game considering the way that he played throughout most of this series. Shea had a solid game, 7 of 14, 2 of 3 from 3 for 23 points. He is their leading scorer. Here, go get the ball. He is their leading scorer and everything like that in this game, and it didn't need to be a 31-point, which it could end up being in the fourth quarter, but it didn't need to be a Shea masterclass offensively. It didn't need to be him taking over and doing everything for this team offensively because J-Dub played well. Cason Wallace and Aaron Wiggins, even though they didn't shoot the ball effectively, they gave the Thunder some big minutes tonight, at least through these 3 quarters. Lou Dort started the game off terribly, and he did get a lot of his minutes taken by guys like Cason Wallace and Alex Caruso, but he hit some solid shots during this game as well. Isaiah Hartenstein was very good during this game on both ends of the court. Chet Holmgren, even though there were times in this game where I thought he was doing too much, especially on fast breaks, it's like, why aren't you kind of conceding to someone else in these fast break possessions? And like one of them, I think he ended up scoring on, but then another one was like a turnover, and it's just like I don't want Chet Holmgren being the guy for me on these possessions in the fast break and everything like that. But he ended up having a solid game, 4 of 8, double with 13 points and 10 boards. Like I said, a solid game. OKC didn't really shoot the ball particularly well in this game from 3-point range at least. But luckily for them, Denver couldn't hit a 3. But then the biggest thing for OKC, man, was just their defense in this game. They forced, I think the last time I checked, it was, let me just look right now, actually. But last time I checked, it was 15 turnovers they had forced. Now it is 17. So they forced 17 turnovers through 3 quarters of play on the Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic, and that's just always going to be something that is an impressive feat. That is always going to be something that is going to make it hard for the Denver Nuggets to win a game, especially a game 7. And then when you have OKC not turning the ball over a ton themselves, while also turning the Denver Nuggets over on damn near every possession, it felt like, that's huge for OKC. And that was, I think, the biggest reason that OKC won this game, was just because of their ability to force turnovers and then to score off of those turnovers was huge for them in this game. Denver, I'm disappointed in you, but at the same time, not really, because I was kind of expecting this. I'm honestly just happy that I finally get something right in these playoffs, and that I finally listened to what God was telling me and finally was predicted a game right. Now we're going into the conference finals, and it's going to be OKC versus Minnesota. I think these games start on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm interested to see what that series is going to look like. There are some things. I have some good things to say for OKC and some bad things to say for OKC. I have some good things to say about both teams and bad things to say about both teams. It's like, OKC, you gained a lot of my trust because you got out of this Denver series, especially taking it to 7. You gained a lot of trust because it's like in a game 7, in the biggest moment against a team with all the experience, you finally got over that hump and proved, okay, not only can we blow them out, but we can win in the clutch time if we have to, at least on an occasion, and then we can also just beat them in a game 7 where we know it's win or go home. That was great for OKC, and I do have a little bit more trust in OKC, especially with J-Dub having a good game here. But at the same time, I still have questions about their role players. Even though J-Dub had a good game and Chet had an all right game, their role players off the bench didn't shoot very well. They didn't shoot the ball from 3 very well, even in a 20-30 point blowout. You struggled against a Denver defense, and especially a Denver zone, when Denver's zone and Denver's defense has not been good for the majority of the season. You struggled a lot against that throughout pretty much the majority of this series. And I'm just a little worried about that, because it's like, okay, how much more are you going to struggle than against a team against a team like Minnesota, who's a better defensive team and has better defensive players at the individual level? That worries me. And at the same time, I trust Anthony Edwards more than I trust Shea in these playoff moments. But then at the same time, Shea just beat Jokic. Anthony Edwards is not Jokic. So, like, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? I'm not exactly sure who I'm going to go with yet, but I am looking forward to this series. So, yeah, man, just let me know what y'all thought about this Game 7. Let me know what y'all are thinking going into this next series heading forward. Sorry about, I don't know if y'all can hear that fan going off in the background. It's like the baby's bottle washer drying off. I don't know if you can probably hear the dog growling and running around, bringing me his toy, trying to play fetch, because if I don't play with him, he'll just start barking, and I don't want to yell at this dog right now. I'm in a good mood. Everything has been a good day. I don't feel like yelling at the dog to stop barking because of course he chooses to want to play while I'm recording a video. He didn't want to play while we were laying down watching the game, but when I'm recording a video is when he wants to come over here with this little squeaky toy in his mouth and wants to play. So just, yeah, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. All glory to God, man. Thank you for watching as always. Again, let me know what y'all thoughts were on this Game 7 and the series as a whole, and let me know what y'all are looking forward to, or what your initial thoughts are about the series that we're going to be seeing in the Western Conference Finals. You will get a video from me probably tomorrow that's like a preview of each series of the conference finals, a preview of both series, that are going to be happening over the next week or two. So you're probably going to get that video from me Monday before these conference final games starts, because I do believe they start Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. It's really weird to me that the first game is OKC, Minnesota, and not Indiana, New York, because like Indiana, New York, both teams finished their series first, but whatever. So yeah, man, let me know what y'all are thinking. I rambled on for a little bit here at the end, so I'm going to cut this video off now. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for watching, man. As always, peace out, bro.